What world are we living in where we have to come here to Parliament Hill as health workers and as children to plead that our government stop supplying the military, financial, and diplomatic assistance for these heinous crimes? My name is Kavita Algu. I'm a mother, I'm a palliative care physician, a primary care physician. I'm an organizer with World Beyond War. But I'm standing here today also as a human being to remember the children of Gaza and their families. They've been killed by Israel with the support of our government. Day after day, we have watched Palestinians live streaming their own genocide, the bombing of hospitals, of tents, of journalists' crews, of children playing soccer, of starved civilians lining up for a piece of bread. We have watched videos of our colleagues in Gaza, starved, working around the clock, receiving the charred remains of their own loved ones at the hospitals, their partners, their parents, their own children. 17 months ago, the Liberal government stood in the House of Parliament right behind us here, and they voted in favor of an arms embargo on Israel. 17 months. But report after report, even this government's very own recently leaked report has shown that Canada continues to arm Israel. We have heard lie after lie aimed to mislead the public, while the Canadian government continued to support Israel with our tax dollars and Canadian-made military equipment, all while keeping Palestinian families apart, with not one single family being evacuated under the Gaza Special Measures Immigration Program. Horrifically, Canada is deeply involved in militarily supporting this genocide. The government even invented a term to describe some of the equipment they allow to go directly to Israel to shield their involvement in war crimes. They call this, quote, non-lethal. This is how they describe, amongst other things, the more than $3 million in essential Canadian-made parts in every single F-35 right now dropping 2,000-pound bombs on Gaza. Month after relentless month, Canadian officials have been caught lying, and activists have discovered shipments of cartridges, artillery propellants, mortars, surveillance equipment, GPS technologies, over 400,000 bullets, many shipments traveling under passengers on civilian planes. Without providing a shred of proof, the government claimed the bullets in question were blanks, training bullets, or most likely, Anita Anand called them, quote, paintball-style projectiles. As if this provides some sort of justification for their support of the Israeli military. The same military that a senior UN official has called amongst the most criminal militaries in the world. Just last week, General Dynamics in Montreal shipped cartridges to Tel Aviv. The cartridges left on a plane that flew out of the Ottawa airport. General Dynamics said the government did not require them to get an export permit, again because they claimed these cartridges were for, quote, training. Even if this were true, let us be clear. Helping the Israeli military train for war crimes and genocide is criminal. You do not have to be a health worker to understand that. It is indefensible. It must be stopped. Our communities have shown up on the streets, at the weapons companies, at political offices, yet our government continues to lie to us and attempt to confuse the public. They hide from constituents, they won't talk to us, and they close their offices. A few weeks ago, a small group of mainly health workers went to Foreign Minister Anita Anand's office to deliver a letter from Doctors Against Genocide. I was actually holding a sign that said, "Let the children eat, let the children live," amongst other things. Her staff locked the door and called the police. I asked the police officer if he could give them the letter we had brought. He went in and talked to them, and Minister Anand's staff sent him back, saying they would not let the officer give them the letter. Within a week, Anita Anand shut her office permanently, citing frequent anti-genocide protests. This is the state of democracy in our country. Shutting out the public, while arming the military that is killing Palestinians, including our own community's family members. To this day, Canada is shipping military equipment to Israel from our ports and our airports. Canada cannot claim to uphold international law while supplying a military carrying out one of the most devastating assaults on civilians in our lifetime. Dr. Mohammed Abu Salmian, the medical director of Al-Shifa Hospital, recently asked, quote, "What price does this world want paid to stop the genocidal war? Isn't the number of victims already enough to stop the slaughter?" Palestinians remain on their land, they're fighting for life, and we are here again as health workers and as children to demand a two-way arms embargo, sanctions, an end to the trading relationships with Israel, a push for real humanitarian aid, and the reunification of Palestinian families. We demand actions, no more empty statements, no more performative deadly airdrops, not one more Canadian bullet, not one more Canadian fighter jet part, not one more Canadian dollar for genocide. Free Palestine.